Forza Horizon 6 is a game that takes place in Japan, but does not feel like a Japanese game. But what does it mean for a game to be Japanese? Does it allow the aesthetics? Does it allow the music? Does it allow the culture? Well, the true answer, being blunt, it lies with the development. It all ties back directly to who's in charge of making the damn game. As far as Japanese involvement goes, the most they did was like 9 artists, and driving around Tokyo City day 1 of Forza Horizon 6, it felt really damn fun. But looking at things from a distance now that the honeymoon has settled, it feels very sanitized, which is why I made this video. In terms of liveliness, I believe that Forza Horizon 4 and Forza Horizon 5 felt more alive than Forza Horizon 6 as of right now. To be specific with 5, in terms of wildlife, I feel like Forza Horizon 5 got it down to a T. Now that's the only reason I'm saying Forza Horizon 5 has gotten that down better, but now I'm starting to see why people are saying Forza Horizon is becoming a little soulless. Mexico and Britain are 2 places that a Western studio can get down correctly, but Japan, personally, I feel Japan is one of those places where there are only so many places for imperfections until you realize, damn, something ain't right. And the most easiest thing to point out is the music. As Gacha City Radio is good, it has a bunch of good tracks. It's nothing bad, but it's quite lackluster and disappointing from what I expected from city pop radio. I know Gacha Pop is its own genre, but that could have easily been a city pop radio. We could have had Miki Matsubara, Anri, or Junko Ohashi. Instead we got Dandadan, Masha, and Oshinoko instead. We could have gotten a mix of popular Shibuya-kei like Kali Kali, or they could have invested in Japanese jazz fusion and gotten Maisashi Tanaka. The possibilities for good, authentic Japanese music was like unlimited. But it felt like it was just undermined and said, whatever, fuck it, let's just get the most popular anime tracks and call it a day. It's like they want to be safe as possible so they could appeal to the normies. Or maybe it was just a licensing issue and that was way too extreme. Maybe in the future we could cross our fingers and hope they collab with Initial D so we can get a Eurobeats radio, because who does not like a little bit of Dave Rogers? Next I'll be talking about Tokyo City, and I'll be comparing it to a game made by a full Japanese studio. The problem with Forza Horizon 6's map is the lack of actual Japanese brands, which can break immersion when you actually look really close up. Simple shit like buildings and the billboards, or like your local pop-up cafes. And without any real-world locations, it actually breaks the immersion. You're in textbook Japan, but not like local Japan. You're driving around a very filtered version of Japan. Like, there's a whole list of like actual brands and product placements that are in Yakuza. Like, you have beer companies, you have like more beer companies and shit. You have food companies, you have Pepsi, you have Red Bull, you have a bunch of real-world brands in the fictional Japan. You got really big recognizable companies like Sega in here, and you also have Sony and Yakuza 6. Yeah, look right here. You got Sony. Real-world Japanese brands in fictional Japanese games could make a huge difference in the immersion. Now, what I will praise Forza Horizon 6 for getting right is rural areas in Japan and the countryside. They absolutely knocked it out of the ballpark in terms of the wilderness environment of Japan, especially in the winter. Now, to explain why that they did not want to do any of the brand placements, because most of it is alcoholic beverages, and alcohol does play a huge part in Japanese culture. And the main problem with that is that Forza Horizon 6 is ready for everyone. Alcohol in the background is generally fine, but obviously you can't consume alcohol in the game because it's a fucking driving game. And they also cannot advertise it or brand it in a way that promotes it, which is what Yakuza can get away with. Target audience for Yakuza, mainly adults, so naturally alcohol would fit into that world both culturally and from a content standpoint. I suppose it was definitely more profitable to make Forza Horizon 6 a game that everyone could play. So that means if Playground Games want to accurately represent Tokyo and throw in some izakaya alleys, they'd be fighting their ratings and their profits. So from a business standpoint, it made more sense to cut corners. Now, to add on to what makes Forza Horizon 6 soulless, it has to do with the music festival. Now, the Horizon Festival, right, it started off as a Western event, a music festival for car enthusiasts. The Forza Horizon Japan acts as another backdrop for the music festival, instead of like Forza Horizon exploring Japan as its own separate country. They do have a cultural consultant for Japanese culture, being Kyoko Yamashita, but there's only so much they can do realistically in the grand scheme of what goes on in game development. Now just imagine if Need for Speed had a game in Japan rather than Forza Horizon. That game would be way more better and way more gritty because Need for Speed is a more mature franchise. It wouldn't be the safe for work version of Japan, it would be unfiltered and raw. And that's where Playground Games in Turn 10 falls flat. But to be honest, I still enjoy Forza Horizon 6. Not the worst thing ever, but it definitely could have been much, much more. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in another video.